I did not understand Estella, or my feelings for her. My future in London and what my expectations might bring were also uncertain. I knew that I had changed, and not for the best, since I had met Mr. Jaggers and learnt that I was to become a gentleman. I sometimes wished that I had never met Miss Havisham. I also felt guilty for two reasons. I had not visited Joe, and I had been extravagant, encouraging Herbert to spend more money than he should. We had both become members of the Finches, an expensive gentlemen's club where we ate large dinners and had discussions with some of the other members, including Bentley Drummle. Herbert and I often returned to our lodgings after midnight and woke up late. After visiting my teacher in Hammersmith, I often went to Richmond so that I could see Estella. I still hoped that she would like me, but I usually felt unhappy when we were together. Once, when I took Estella to visit Miss Havisham, they had a terrible argument. I had felt sorry for Miss Havisham as she sighed and complained to me that Estella was a proud, hard woman with a cold heart. "You should know," replied Estella, "because I am what you made me." If Estella had a cold heart, she hid it well. The wealthy woman who Estella lived with in Richmond had introduced her to many people in London, and she now had many admirers. I was jealous of them all, especially Bentley Drummle. He was stupid, arrogant, and ugly, and I was sorry that she knew him. One day I told her how sad I was that she encouraged Drummle to visit her. "You know that I want to trick all of my admirers," she replied. "All of them, apart from you." At least Herbert and I were good friends, even though we were often in debt. As soon as we had paid our old debts, new ones appeared. As Herbert had less money than I did, he soon owed more than me. Our extravagant life was interrupted one day when news came that my sister had died. Because she had been ill for so long and now lived so far away, I had almost forgotten about her, and although I was not sad, I was angry that her attacker had not been caught. And when I thought of Orlick, I wanted revenge. I returned home for the funeral and found the house full of neighbors, all dressed in black. As my sister was buried beside my parents, a bird sang high above us. Soon afterwards, Joe, Biddy, and I were alone together. Joe was as good to me as ever, and Biddy was kind and patient. I was sorry that I had not visited them sooner. That evening I went for a walk with Biddy. "What will you do now, Biddy?" I asked her. "If you want any money." "I'll tell you, Mr. Pip," she replied quickly. "I'm going to be the teacher at our new village school. I know that I will enjoy it. After all, I learnt such a lot when I helped you with your lessons at my grandmother's school." I was pleased for her. Then I asked about Orlick. "I am not sure what he does now," she replied, "but I saw him by that tree on the night your sister died. I think I saw him there again tonight, but he has gone now." So Orlick had attacked my sister, and now he was frightening Biddy. I promised that I would try to make Orlick leave the village. "And I will come to visit often," I said. "I am not going to leave you and Joe alone." "Are you sure that you will come often?" she asked in a very quiet voice. I was hurt, but in my heart I was not sure that I would keep my promise. As I said goodbye to Biddy and Joe the next day, I realized that they knew me better than I knew myself. It would soon be my 21st birthday. I hoped that I would receive all of my fortune then and discover the name of my secret benefactor. But when the day arrived, Mr. Jaggers gave me a very extravagant present of £500. He told me, however, that he could not answer any questions about my secret benefactor, nor could I send my thanks. He also said that he did not know when I would meet my benefactor. I realized then that it might be years before I would know the truth. By now, I was worried about Herbert. He did not earn enough money to pay his debts, and so I decided to use my £500 to help him. Mr. Wemmick suggested that I used some of my money to help a merchant called Mr. Clarriker with his business. In return, Mr. Clarriker agreed to meet Herbert and offer him a well-paid job. Herbert was delighted and accepted at once. When I saw how happy he was, it seemed that my expectations had done some good at last. 2 years passed. Herbert and I moved to our new lodgings next to the river, and as I did not need a teacher any more, I no longer visited the Pocket family in Hammersmith. Herbert often traveled abroad for Mr. Clarriker, and I missed him and hoped that he would soon return. One dark and stormy evening, when Herbert was away in France, I was reading by the fire in our lodgings. As the clock struck 11, I shut my book, and then I heard it, a strange noise outside on the stairs. I held up a light and ran to see what it was. "Is someone there?" I called out. "Yes," came a man's voice. "I've come to see Mr. Pip." "Is there something the matter?" I asked, worried now. "Nothing's the matter," said the man as he came towards me. And then I saw him, a man of about 60, with dark gray hair and a heavy, rough coat. He was clearly delighted to see me. I invited him in, and he looked around. "I'm glad you've grown up, my boy," he said. Suddenly, I realized that I knew him. It was as though the wind and rain had washed away the years since we had last met, in the graveyard where I had given him Joe's file and some food. He was Magwitch, the convict from the marshes all those years ago. "I have never forgotten what you did for me that day, Pip," Magwitch said. "I was sent to Australia for life when they caught me afterwards. I've been a sheep farmer there ever since, and have made a fortune." "Your friend kept his promise," I said. "He found me and brought me this." Then I showed him the shiny new coin I had been given years before by the stranger at the village inn. Magwitch smiled and nodded. "I wanted to find you as soon as I arrived back in England," Magwitch said, "so I wrote to Mr. Jaggers and was given your address." Seeing my astonished face, he said, "Yes, Pip, I've made a gentleman of you. When you gave me the food and that file all those years ago, I decided that if I ever became rich, I would make you rich too. I've worked hard in Australia ever since, so that you won't need to work. I'm your second father, Pip. You mean more to me than any son." I didn't know what to say.